Stand back a little
Kody,
more. Robyn.
you're gonna swing that around?
Yeah, just one side of it.
It's not gonna hit you?
Listen, I've done crazy all my life. It's been crazy, but it's always worked.
I always tease about how Kody's kind of a Babe Ruth. He's either striking out or he's out of the park. A really intelligent approach to situations. Kody! Oh my God. Oh my God.
Robyn is seriously exhausting. It's like everything that comes out of her mouth is all about her dreams, her vision, her future. Meanwhile, the other wives? Yeah, they didn't exactly envision their kids being ignored or their husband turning into the world's worst father. Christine never thought she'd have to deal with Kody bailing on her daughter's surgery. Janelle never imagined a day when Kody would go full villain and try to fight her in court over their late son's property. And Meri? She never saw it coming that Kody would get petty over a freaking blanket or try to pull some shady stuff to screw her out of her rightful share of their property. Seriously, can Robyn just move on already? You don't get to have the life you want by stepping on everyone else. The other wives deserve to be happy, and, surprise, it looks like they actually are. Meanwhile, Robyn's entitlement is off the charts. Does she not have a single friend or hobby to focus on? Everything about her life seems to be a depressing pity party when they're filming. It's all just too much. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Is Robyn really that oblivious for years, or is she just acting? Because watching her in the last few seasons, honestly, since Kody and Meri started having problems, has been beyond frustrating. Then there's the whole coronavirus situation, Christine leaving, and now Janelle. And Robyn's still out here saying stuff like, "Why can't they work it out? I don't get it. I don't understand why this is happening. I need a reason why my family is falling apart." And she says it all with this sad little look on her face, as if she's completely clueless. Like, seriously, Robyn, look around. There are plenty of reasons why your family is falling apart, and spoiler alert, you're one of them. Maybe she's just perpetually stoned, because how could she not get why all this is going down? It's honestly maddening to watch. Every time she pulls this act, I just want to scream at the TV. Here's the thing. Robyn sees the people around her as characters in her little drama. To her, they don't get to have autonomy. They're all supposed to follow the script she's written in her head, whether they're happy with it or not. She's confused because they aren't playing their parts the way she wants them to. It doesn't matter if they're unhappy, it's her show, and they need to stick to the roles she's assigned them. Honestly, I think her entire perspective on life is just skewed. Maybe some of her confusion is real. She might just not be processing things the way the rest of us do. But damn, it's hard to watch. The sweet irony of it all. Can you just imagine if Kody had brother husbands for a moment? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that will never, ever happen, but let's entertain the thought for a second. Picture this. Robyn suddenly declares she wants multiple husbands. Can you imagine the chaos? In that moment, Kody might finally get a taste of what Christine, Meri, and Janelle have been dealing with all these years. But of course, this is all just fantasy, so don't hold your breath. Still, the image of Robyn sitting down with Kody and explaining she's ready to juggle more husbands. I'm honestly cracking up. Watching Kody try to manage his brother husbands would be gold. Let's face it, Kody would be the absolute worst brother husband. The man can barely handle being second in anything. He needs to be the center of attention in his family, or he turns into a tantrum-throwing child. And don't even get me started on how he projects all his anger onto the women for having normal feelings and unmet needs. The guy can't even sit with his own emotions, let alone navigate someone else's. So, with the latest bombshell revealing that Kody intentionally planned to be cruel to Meri for at least a decade, I'm left wondering how the wives and kids feel about this now. Did any of them know what was going on at the time, or did they all just turn a blind eye to it? Because the way Meri's treated by the family, wow, I mean, sure, everyone has their reasons, whether aired on TV or not. But did any of them realize that Kody was psychologically abusing Meri? Some of the kids, like Mykelti and Maddie, have claimed that Meri was abusive, while Christine and Leon don't even try to hide their dislike of her on the show. But here's the thing. Did they ever understand that Meri was essentially being iced out by Kody, being subjected to constant psychological abuse? I'm not saying Meri has a free pass to act out because of what she went through, but it's hard not to wonder if Janelle, Christine, and Robyn knew about the mistreatment and just didn't care. Or worse, if they didn't know at all and just assumed Meri was bitter for no reason. Honestly, this new info does shed light on a lot of things, like Meri's behavior throughout the show, and even the whole catfish fiasco. Christine's the one who spilled the beans about Kody destroying Meri's ring, so she had to know what was going on. Yet, she stayed with Kody and continued to beg for his approval for years. Talk about a doozy of a situation. And don't even get me started on Robyn and Kody. She practically tried to keep Meri emotionally tied to Kody and the family, letting the whole toxic mess drag on. The hypocrisy is just chef's kiss. This whole show is so frustrating because it gives us just enough context to make us question everything without ever fully addressing the real issues. They expect the audience to just accept the way Kody treats Meri without ever explaining why he's so awful to her. Meanwhile, the whole family's caught up in this toxic, manipulative religion that's really just straight up evil. The adult wives need therapy, especially Christine, and Kody? Well, he deserves a one-way ticket to jail. Now, during the worst of it, they were living in separate cities, Vegas, then Flagstaff, so they probably knew Meri and Kody were at odds. But hey, when you're not in the same house, it's easy to have that out of sight, out of mind mentality, right? Meanwhile, Kody probably made subtle digs about Meri, gradually warping their perception of what was really happening. Honestly, I think the original three wives, Janelle, Christine, and Meri, were emotionally abused by Kody. And what you see on the show is their reactions to that abuse, which is, sadly, pretty typical. From what's been shown on the series, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that Kody was emotionally and financially abusing the OG three wives. What's even more troubling is how they stayed in these marriages. And I think part of the reason Kody got away with it is because the whole system was set up to have the wives competing against each other, which kept them from banding together and supporting one another. Then there's Christine, who, based on the show, knew Kody planned to abandon her the same way he did with Meri. That's why she left. She literally told Meri, "I can't take it anymore," and Meri's response, about not leaving and just looking at the mountain, shows how deep the cult brainwashing really went. And as for Kody, he's living the dream, isn't he? In a cult that lets him marry multiple women, boss them around, have them work for him, and basically control their lives for all eternity. What's not to love, right? Robyn's whole "I wanted sister wives" narrative is just exhausting. It really grinds my gears. When Kody finally admits he wants monogamy, Robyn's response is to act all heartbroken, as if she's devastated by the news. Please, it's a total act. She's been playing the long game, manipulating everyone from the start, pretending to be on board with the sister-wife idea when she never was. The truth is, she was always after one thing, the money. And if she could have gotten away with more, trust me, she would have. Coyote Pass, yeah, that was never meant to be a family project. It was always just supposed to be Robyn and Kody's little love nest, with a side plan to screw over Janelle and Meri. She's got this whole martyr act going on, but let's be real, it's just manipulation. She wants to be the head wife, the one who gets invited to all the fun stuff, spends time with the grandkids, but also gets the lion's share of everything. Now that the OG three wives have pulled away, she's furious. Not because of some deep-rooted concern for their happiness, mind you. No, it's because her dream, which, let's be honest, has always been her dream, not theirs, is shattered. As long as she's living the good life, she doesn't care about anyone else's fulfillment. And don't even get me started on her stance about moving into a trailer. She made it clear that if Kody was serious about that, he could go without her. She could have easily stood her ground and kicked him out until he either brought back one of his former wives or found a new one. But no, she'd rather keep playing the victim while getting exactly what she wants. Her actions speak volumes, even if her words on TV try to say otherwise. The drama just keeps coming. So Christine apparently had no idea that Kody and Robyn sealed their engagement with a kiss until a whole month later. I mean, how does that even happen? I'm sure we all just realized this, right? Let's get real here. Kody probably wasn't the one to spill the beans. He knew full well how much that detail would crush Christine. So who, you ask, gave her this juicy tidbit? My guess, Robyn. Picture this. Maybe they were finally alone together, having one of those heart-to-heart moments. And surprise! Robyn casually drops the news about the kiss like it's no big deal. Classic move. But hey, I could also see Kody feeding her the info himself, just to stir the pot. I mean, the guy thrives on drama. He's the type to brag about picking out Robyn's wedding dress like he's some kind of hero. The more chaos, the better. Nothing gets him going like watching the wives go at each other. Drama is his middle name. Missed opportunity, much? I mean, seriously, how in the world did we get episode after episode of wedding prep and still not have Christine sent to Kleinfeld's, or better yet, bring Kleinfeld's to her? Talk about a no-brainer crossover for TLC. It's honestly baffling they didn't make that happen. And don't even get me started on how many weddings we've seen on this show without tapping into the say yes to the dress goldmine. Like, how did they not take advantage of that connection? It's borderline insane. I've been thinking this the whole time. Plus, let's not forget that Say Yes to the Dress has already done polygamous and polyamorous situations before, so it's not like this would have been some groundbreaking stretch. Meri's decision to have Robyn there, actually kind of genius. Watching the one-on-one episodes from the end of season 18 for the first time, it's hard not to notice how Christine and Janelle reacted to Robyn being at the final discussion on Coyote Pass with Kody. Their reactions? Totally valid. It's a little weird that Robyn's always lurking around when they're supposedly having these private talks about their relationships. But in a way, Meri was smart to bring Robyn along. If her goal was finally pulling the plug on any hope of reconciliation, Robyn had to be there to hear Kody's version of things. It was like a way to force Kody to show his true colors. He had two options. A, keep playing the game and stringing Meri along in front of Robyn, which would mean he couldn't say anything different to Meri in private, or B, be blunt and honest, letting Robyn see exactly how much Kody was at fault for the lack of effort in the relationship. It makes you wonder how many private conversations Kody's had with someone else that got passed along to Robyn with a little twist, and how she just buys it. How does she not see what's really going on? I've been seeing a lot of posts lately drawing parallels between Sister Wives and Big Love, and after just finishing Big Love, I couldn't help but notice some of these connections. In a recent Sister Wives episode, Christine mentions that Robyn brought up the idea of polygamous husbands divorcing one wife to legally marry another in order to adopt her children. If I remember correctly, one of the wives even said they hadn't heard of this happening in real polygamous families. Well, color me surprised, because just last week, I was watching Big Love, and what do I see? The exact same plotline, where the husband divorces a wife to marry another and adopt her daughter. So I'm left wondering, did Robyn get this idea from Big Love? Now, I'm not saying that Big Love gave Robyn any ideas, although, I mean, come on. But the similarities between the two shows are downright eerie. You've got the whole divorce/adoption scenario. One wife who's basically treated like polygamous royalty, everyone involved in MLMs. both first wives losing their jobs once the polygamy secret's out, the cul-de-sac living situation that looks shockingly like the one in Big Love, Kody dreaming of a political career like Bill, the whole isolating the adult sons thing, a much younger wife, a wife running up debt. You get the picture. It's almost like the writers of Big Love did some serious research on how these families actually operate. Here's the kicker. On a recent live broadcast, Meri casually mentioned that Kody watched Big Love and that she even watched it with him. Of course, the other wives weren't interested, because who would be? Anyway, this was back in 2010, and it wouldn't be a stretch to think that this is when Kody started talking to Meri about this whole adoption idea. And honestly, I think that might have been the start of Meri's self-proclaimed downward spiral, which just so happened to coincide with the infamous ring melting incident. Sure, Robyn may have planted the seeds about her kids needing stability, but I'm pretty convinced it was Kody who borrowed the idea from Big Love. What if Star Wars was filmed like Big Brother? Imagine it, cameras everywhere, capturing every moment of their lives, total reality TV style. No scripts, just raw, unfiltered chaos. Would you tune in? With everyone already griping about how scripted the current shows are, what if we flipped the script entirely and made it, well, real? Here's the kicker. Big Brother lets you watch the house guests 24/7. Yup, a live feed that's available online at all hours. And while it can be mind-numbingly boring at times, who knew watching someone nap could be so hypnotic? You can't look away. Throw in some physical challenges where the cast has to duke it out against each other, and now you've got something. Can you imagine the Star Wars crew competing in obstacle courses or trying to outwit each other in alliances? Total train wreck gold. Thoughts? So what's in it for Kody, exactly? I've been watching from the start, and I'm currently on season 8. In one episode, Gabe and Garrison got into trouble after Gabe claimed Garrison punched him over a front seat fight. Kody and Janelle sit them down, and Kody casually mentions he's not around all the time. Well, no kidding, the guy plays musical chairs with his homes. And it hit me right then. What's even the point of a plural marriage for Kody when he's not even present for his kids half the time? Sure, some people have demanding careers and are absent from home a lot, but Kody? He actively chooses to jump from house to house. So why? As the series drags on, it becomes pretty clear that Kody has zero real connection with his kids. And in typical Kody fashion, he flip-flops on everything, especially when it comes to his feelings about his original wives. One minute he's saying he never loved them, the next he's contradicting himself. It's like he has no real grasp on what he wants, except maybe more wives and kids. Maybe the plural marriage thing is just a way for him to avoid commitment while collecting wives and popping out kids as if it's some kind of game. Does he really plan to support all of them, though? Honestly, it doesn't seem like it. So what's in it for Kody then? Clearly, maximum progeny. More kids means a faster-growing eternal kingdom. And in the world of the AUB church, each child is a shiny little bonus point for him in the afterlife. It's easy to see the kids had it better back when they all lived together in Lee. At least then they had access to their dad. Same deal in the cul-de-sac. They could see their dad, their siblings, and the moms. But then, Kody gets this wild idea to move to Las Vegas to build a multi-million-dollar castle. Right, because that worked out so well for everyone. Not. That move was the beginning of the end, if you ask me. Delusional pipe dream that only made everything worse. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.